Half, independent off-tube studio commentary from the game in Toronto. Senegal leading against Iraq by a goal to nil. Iraq are down to 10 men after Rubin Silaka was sent off in the 16th minute after a VAR review. And it was the correct decision. He was the last man. Well, Senegal disappointing since that early goal. You'd think that with the man advantage and them desperate to try and load up the goal difference to give themselves a chance of being one of the best third-place sides, they'd be doing a little bit more than what they've done so far, but I hope springs eternal for the second half. They need to try and go for it, and things might be made more difficult or easier because actually Iraq have been forced into a goalkeeping change with Ahmad Bazil not being able to shake off that injury he had towards the end of the first half. So Jalal Hassan, the hugely experienced Jalal Hassan, 35-year-old, makes his 104th appearance for Iraq, and he's going to be called into action immediately as the ball at the edge of the area. The strike, though, a sweeping effort, just goes wide of the post from Habib Diarra. It's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, and Steve Pearson taking the action. Steve, a goalie change early on at the start of this second half, and we'll see, of course, because he is the most capped player in this Iraqi squad.
Yeah, absolutely, masses of experience, and swapped over earlier on in the tournament after the Norway game as well. So it's just a shame. For Ahmed Bazil, I don't think there's anything wrong at all. Particularly, the goal wasn't his fault in that sense. He made a couple of good saves, a couple of good catches, showed a confidence around the penalty area that I think was helping the defenders in front of him. So he was one of the stabilising factors after the red card. It's a big shame that he's had to go off, but we saw the injury. He had a problem with his shoulder. He then landed very heavily on his back. So we did worry that he might not come out for the second half, and so it's proven, unfortunately.
Yeah, it has proved. And already in the other game, they are a few minutes ahead of ours because whilst end of group games should start at the same time, because the two games are not linked to each other in any way at all, they've allowed the Norway-France game to start about 4 minutes ahead of us, and Norway have already missed a penalty. Jorgen Strand Larsen missing the penalty in that game, so it is still 3-1 to France. But in the meantime, here comes Senegal down the left hand side. Mane is over on that. It's out of place. Shot coming in on goal. Decent save that from Hassan, but it didn't need to because the flag had already gone up for the ball going out of play. So it's a Diaf in goal for Senegal. A back four of Diatta, Sek, Niakate and Jacobs. Gay and Diarra are the two holder midfielders, with Mabai, Kamara and Mane as the attacking three playing behind Sarr. For Iraq, it is now a Jalal Hassan in goal. Comes in for the injured Ahmad Bazil. Then it's a back four of Putros, Hashem, Munaf, who came on to replace Kassem to make up for that to their red card for Sulaka. Doski is on the left-hand side. The two central midfielders are Al Amari and Iqbal. And then it's Al Jassim, Bayesh and Al Hamadi as the three forward players, but of course they're pretty much playing with just a five in midfield, just trying to frustrate Senegal as much as they can. And actually they've been very successful because so far Senegal have struggled to really make that man advantage count, but they are pushing forward again now. You'd imagine that most of this second half is going to be spent in the Iraq half. It's just a question of whether Senegal can find that method to actually get that ball into the net. And here they go down the left now with Sadio Mane. Want to see a bit more from him in the second half. Ball played back towards Kamara. Hardly saw him at all actually in the first 45 minutes. So there are some big players for Senegal that need to step up now.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a strange one, isn't it? Because we'll come back to this in a second, because Senegal are on the attack.
They are on the attack. Cross coming in here from Diatta is deflected away. Second ball potentially at the edge of the box, but Al Hamadi is back there helping out in defence. And then Doski's been robbed of it just the edge of his own box. It's fired back into the penalty area, blocked by Hashem before it's finally played away. But certainly Iraq playing risky balls there at the edge of their own penalty area, and then eventually as that pass is played down the left-hand side, it goes out of play, and it will be a throw to Iraq. But Senegal once again trying to get that man into the box.
Yeah, they are, but now they're almost caught out to the back again as Iraq come forward, showing a little bit of forward momentum, the Iraqi side, at least in the early stages of this second half, although of course they need a massive win to have any chance of moving on.
Oh, well, here comes the ball over the top, and it's a good ball as well to Mabai. He's onside, he breaks into the penalty area, but that's a really good challenge there from Akam Hashem. He really just kept his composure. Any kind of sliding challenge inside the penalty area is a risk, but he did it really well.
Yeah, I think he was defended well. He's had to step up, obviously, after the sending off of his centre-back partner, Salaka, and for me, he's looked really good. He's been quickly onto the attack. You say timed his tackles to perfection inside the area and out. Been quite impressed by his performance so far.
Mark having to defend again here as Senegal at the edge of the area. Ismaili Assar to Kamara. Diatta's ball into the box. Good header away this time by Munaf. Back into midfield. But there's no second ball for Iraq, as there wasn't for most of the first half, in fairness. Anytime that ball is cleared, it's going straight back into Senegal possession. Here is Idrissa Gueye now. Just playing this one square towards Abdoulaye Seck. He's now heading forward towards the penalty area. Just a short ball in towards Ismaili Assar. Square to Idrissa Gueye, down towards the left-hand side here now for Ismail Jacobs. About getting that ball into the box, but it's now back with Idrissa Gueye just at the edge of the D, trying to thread a pass through towards Mane. Just too many Iraqi bodies in the way there, and it's played back towards Doski under a bit of pressure, then going back towards Hassan, whose clearance is below par to say the least. It's straight into possession, into the penalty area, but the ball is cleared. Well, the goalkeeper's got to take the blame for that. He basically just pinged the ball 20 yards out from his own box straight to an opposition player.
Yeah, first time we've seen Joel Hassan actually have possession of the ball at his feet, and terrible ball forward. He's looking down that left-hand side to find the spare player, and Mane with the ball into the area. Yes, okay, it's coming round defenders, making the sideline difficult for Sadio Mane, but I expect better. I expect that one to be at least forcing the goalkeeper into a save, and on that occasion it wasn't, as we see the third place rankings come up again. And what's interesting is, Senegal, they can get to a 3-0 victory in this one. They will jump up another 2 places above Croatia and South Korea. Now, South Korea are finished. They've done their tournament. Croatia are accepting they've still got a game to play. But you look at it, Cape Verde, Belgium and DR Congo could all go above Senegal with victories in their final games. So there's no guarantee that this 7th position, as they stand at the moment, Algeria in 8th, still to play as well their 3rd game. There's a number of sides at the moment that can jump above this Senegal side, so 3-0 looks like the minimum for me.
3-0, they've got to try and aim for that at least, and here they go again now with Mbaye down the right-hand side, across coming in, the header comes off the top of Ismaili Assar, then the second ball is nodded out in the end. The final touch does come off Ismail Jacobs, so it is out for a goal kick. But Senegal, they don't want to be in a position where this game ends with a 1 or 2-0 scoreline and they end up going out on goal difference when the chance was there to actually really get the goals in this evening.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of more possession in this second half. They've started off a little bit of the second half like they started the first. It wasn't full-on intensity from the Senegal side. There's a decent press. They're stopping Iraq really from getting to the halfway line. As I say that, they give the ball away cheaply and off go Iraq in the opposite direction.
Well, here's Al-Hamidi now heading towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball is nodded out, and that's the other thing as well. If they're only 1-0 up, there's always a loose ball, a quick ball over the top, and suddenly they could be level in this game. And Iraq now taking the throw on quickly, and it's a strike coming in from an angle there on the left-hand side. A curling effort from Ali Jassim. We weren't too impressed with his set pieces in the first half, but that was actually a decent effort from open play. That's a really good clearance though from Diaf, and suddenly it's Senegal back on the attack now with Mbaye. Towards Diar, and Diar's pass splits his 2 teammates on that left-hand side, goes right in between. And in fact, I'll credit the right player with the criticism. There was actually Lamine Camara playing that ball out towards the left-hand side.
Yeah, Papa Thiaw is looking a little frustrated, and not surprisingly he's going to his bench. I think he's seen enough after 8 minutes of this second half. The former Senegal striker is going to try and make a change to get his side back on the front foot, I think, here, because again, although they've looked stronger, they need something new. It just looks a little bit lacking, a little bit slow from the Senegal side in possession.
It is, absolutely. There's just something missing there, and they are getting ready to bring on Pape Gueye as well in the next few minutes. So we are going to see him coming onto the field, the Villarreal midfielder. Whether that's going to be for Lamine Camara, I think it might be, because Camara playing in that number 10 role has been quite disappointing this evening. But now Iraq have given the ball away, and all of a sudden there's a chance now for Habib Diarra. Great run from him, rolls it into Ismaili Assar. Ismaili Assar straight at the goalkeeper. It's a tame effort really from Ismaili Assar. He just guided that ball straight down the middle of the goal. It's an easy parry really for Hassan. The loose ball been recycled here by Senegal in midfield, but Mbaye's ball doesn't quite get through towards Diatta. And Al-Hamidi now dropping a little bit deeper. That was better though from Senegal in terms of the build-up, but the effort's still far too easy. Yeah,
as you say, didn't get the power on it, did he? Didn't get the angle right, really. I mean, it's a decent stop from Assam, but you expect at this level to be able to make that pretty comfortably, and he did. And from a Senegal point of view, again, first time they've had space in this second half around the edge of the area to actually get a strike in, though. So at least there's a chance that's come for this Senegal side in this second period.
And they're on the attack now again down the right-hand side. Our Iraq ball coming in. It's a cross that's far too easy for Morin Tiaf in the end. Just a bit too much space at the edge of the area there for Zidane Iqbal, but it's just a floated ball in the end. And so here come Senegal again now. 55 minutes on the clock on official independent off-tube studio commentary from World Cup 2026. Game in Toronto. Senegal leading against Iraq by a goal to 0 in the other game in this group. No change. It is still France leading against Norway by 3-1. Although Norway have missed a penalty in the second half, could have reduced the arrears. And speaking to our colleagues at the break, they actually said that Norway missed a couple of decent chances as well. But here come Senegal. They've not missed decent chances, they're not created them, but they're trying to now with Mane down the left-hand side, just floats the ball across the 6-yard box. Nobody within range of that. And Iraq are now able to clear their lines, but the ball played back towards the edge of the area. And here is Kamara, tight angle, plays it across. Oh, and it's into the back of the net. Senegal have their second goal. And as I say, it's a scrappy one in the end, but they will not care one jot. They finally got their second goal, and they now need a few more.
Yeah, Ismail Assar getting the final touch, I think, as the ball came back across into the penalty area. But that was better. First bit of energy, won back the ball high up, raced into the penalty area with some pace from Kamara into that little space down the left-hand side. Did really well to pull it back. Looked like he might be running out of real estate in terms of the penalty area. But look again, it's poor play from Iraq around the edge of the area. But Kamara quickly onto it, did really well to pull it back. And then Ismail Assar, I've praised Hashim in terms of his play so far, but he was slow to react on that occasion. Assar was much quicker across the front of him. You see it there, both of them are in there. Assar wants to get to the ball, Hashim's kind of waiting for it to come to him to be able to clear it away, and in the end it's good striking finish, good sharp play.
Yeah, it is fox in the box there from Ismail Assar. I just wonder whether or not the goalkeeper Hassan maybe committed a bit too early, diving across that near post. I mean, he was always going to have to try and close the angle down a little bit, but I just think maybe he did that a little bit too quickly, and it just allowed for that ball to be played across that little bit easier. But yeah, from Senegal's point of view, they've stuck to their task. They've still been a little bit lethargic for my liking, but they're making some changes here now. We saw that Iraq were getting ready to make changes, but we can see that looks like Everton's Ndoye is going to be on the field.
Yeah, as you said, Gay, one of them, in fact 3 changes, and Baye, Diarra and Kamara are the three who have gone off, and Ndiaye, Gay and Jackson are the 3 that will come on in their place. So all quite attacking changes from Senegal. Not surprisingly, more goals needed, so at least one more you would think is the minimum in terms of that, as Iraq are going to make changes as well here. Al-Shawi is the first one who's going to come on. Jassim and Al-Hamadi are the 2 who were going off, and Ahmed Magnazi and Ali Youssef are the 2 who have come up on our screen. So they will be the 2 changes now for Iraq as we reach the 58-minute mark.
58-minute mark, and Steve made the point about Abdoulaye Seck, the big, stocky Senegalese defender, on a yellow card as well, and perhaps it's no surprise that he's making his way off the field because he's not been moving around comfortably at all. No,
we thought, said just before half-time, didn't we, that he was holding the base of his back, and as you say, having picked up a yellow card as well, gets a big hug from Papetiao as he comes off, but Cease will come on his place, wearing the number 6 for Senegal. Sensible change, I think, there, although why he was delayed compared to the other substitutions I'm not quite sure, because obviously that's quite a lot of subs now that have been made all in one go by Senegal.
It is, yeah. I just wonder whether or not Abdoulaye Seck was screaming at his bench saying, hang on, what about me? I can't be staying on the field for much longer. But Senegal won the ball back and they go for goal. What a hit that is. What a hit that is, and that is an absolute beauty. Straight off the bench and into the back of the net. Absolutely superb. And Senegal absolutely delighted now. That's a goal into the... Well, it's a curling effort from just outside the box, and it's Gay with the strike, just literally coming off the bench.
Yeah, Papa Gay, what a strike that is. I mean, he scored a stunner in the AFCON final, didn't he? And that wasn't too far away from it. It just came inside onto his left foot and bent it into the far corner. It's an absolutely beautiful finish from him, given far too much space around the edge of the area. And having praised Hashim once or twice, I'm afraid to say he was the one that lost the ball, that started to create the opportunity. But as soon as Gay got it, just got himself into a little bit of room, came onto his left foot, looked for a second like he might have overrun it a little, but once he whips that left foot around it, perfectly placed into the far corner. No chance at all for Jalal Hassan to get across on that occasion. He got 2 defenders, maybe 3 defenders shepherding his view as well, the goalkeeper, which didn't really help him, but the shot nestled into that side netting inside the goal.
Well, Steve, you said that they needed at least 3-0. They've got their 3-0
now, yeah.
And they've still got half an hour, so potentially why stop there?
Well, exactly. I I mean, there is an element to say, well, actually, more goals don't make a lot of difference now because the teams below them don't have 3 points anyway. But the question mark is somebody like Algeria, who are on 3 points, who could move above them if they go to goal difference. So again, as I say, I think 3 is the minimum. I think it's got to be said for Senegal. How far you go after that is entirely up to you. But I think they will try and fill the boots here.
Yeah, they certainly will. They've won them. They've got some defending to do now, though, because we're still getting a replay of that fabulous strike from Papegay. But in the meantime, now it's a free kick to Iraq in an attacking position here from the right-hand side. Left-footed ball in. And it's headed away towards the edge of the Doski, then hooks it back in. He's put too much height on that. Out comes the goalkeeper, Diaf, and makes a good and comfortable save and punts this long. Doesn't waste any time at all trying to pick out Nicholas Jackson. But that one's headed away by Munaf. And Iraq back in possession of the ball, hooked up in the air. Played forward by Nia Karte. Cleared straight back into Senegal territory. But Senegal aren't under any pressure really when they're in open play inside their own half. It's only when they lose the ball that you feel that Iraq might be able to do something. But when they've got the ball, they do look a lot more dangerous now in this second half. And here's Jacobs down the left-hand side. Cross is blocked, and it's out for a throw.
Yeah, disappointing in the end in terms of the space that he got, but Jacobs pushing forward now virtually as a winger on this left-hand side because he's not under pressure. Defensively, as a shot comes in from the edge of the box, it was Papegay again who was in there with another strike. Didn't quite connect with this one, but this time Hashim does defend well, gets a foot across and pushes it behind for a corner.
He does indeed, yeah. Corner kick now to Senegal here from the left-hand side. I mean, it's a good little deflection that he needs to get that nick on it just to make sure he's guiding it away from his goal. Everyone inside the penalty area now, as referee Anthony Taylor just telling both sets of players to watch the pushing and shoving. In fairness, there's not been too much of that at this World Cup. FIFA made a big song and dance about the fact that they'll be really watching it, and all of a sudden players are being a lot more careful. But the corner kick is whipped in, and it's immediately swept out for another corner as the substitute Ali Youssef gets the final touch on that, out for another set piece on the right hand side.
Yeah, rather desperate defending though at the moment, isn't it? From this Senegal, from this Iraq side, I should say, as Senegal put the pressure on.
Here comes the ball in, it's deflected out, and it's a third corner kick in a row. I'm going to credit to Iraq that they are getting to the first ball, but they can't avoid giving away another set piece. So another chance now for Senegal to try and get a recipient on the end of this cross. Short corner this time. Just rolled towards the edge of the area, and then it's played towards the back post. Oh, just a bit too much height on that one from Diatta, and it goes out for a throw here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, again, just a little bit overhit. A couple of players in white on that far post, but never really found the space to get a clear header in, did they? There were just too many bodies around in front of them. But at the moment, wall-to-wall, Senegal attacking, as you'd expect. It really does look like Iraq have massively run out of steam in this game. 10 men, it's always going to be hard, and it's proving harder and harder. And you kind of get the feeling that Graham Arnold doesn't really feel he's got much on his bench to be able to try and stabilise his side. He did well after that first hydration break in the first half, didn't he? They played really well up to half time. This second half, they've struggled badly. It looks like the substitutions don't seem to have made a massive difference.
Not so far, no. And they're having to defend here again. A ball from the left-hand side, played across the penalty area, was ball in from Jacobs. It's cleared back into midfield. And here is Idrissa Gueye, short to Diatta. Now it's with Papegay, who's scoring that fabulous goal coming straight off the bench, just going square towards Nia Karte, who's allowing himself a little bit more freedom now, just to push a little bit further forward. Ball out towards the right-hand side, and here's Ilman Ndiaye. Options inside that penalty area. It's a bit of a body check on him there, but not a foul, says the referee, and a chance now for Iraq to go on the counter. The first ball is played square towards Al Amari. He's now beckoning for his teammates to get a bit further forward. Here is Iqbal, back towards the edge of his penalty area. So there's no counter-attack for Iraq anymore. They obviously felt as though it was safer just to keep possession, but they're moving forward now down the left-hand side. A ball scooped over the top, chased here by Ali Youssef, but he won't get there first. And it's just difficult for Iraq to keep the ball at all.
It's the same issue, isn't it? Al-Hamadi, as we said, was left on his own. Didn't really have too much support, particularly in possession. There was nobody bombing down either wing because of that sending off early on, which really killed them from an attacking point of view, didn't it? Because they had to bring on that extra defender. That then blocked things off in terms of getting the support of, yes, Ali Youssef has come on, but so far he's not even seen the ball, has he? To be fair to him, there's no chance of getting involved in the game. And Senegal just sitting a couple of defenders back and saying, okay, we'll just pick you off one by one as the ball goes forward.
That's exactly what they have done throughout this second half. They've got their third goal. Now is a question of whether they can get a fourth or fifth. As Steve mentioned, perhaps it's not that important that they've got a huge amount of goals. The issue was to just get away from the goal difference that they had, just to try and make it that little bit more competitive. Still a few more sides still to play. And of course the group stages conclude overnight, Saturday into Sunday UK time, and then by Sunday evening, of course, UK time, we've got the first knockout game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm back for one of those. South Africa against Canada on Sunday evening, and yeah, it seems to have zipped by, doesn't it? This
yeah, I mean, it's always the way,
so
though. You wait all these years for a World Cup, and then before you know it, 2 weeks after it starts, the group stage is over. And we're going to have our first rest day, I think, coming up early next week as well. But here come Senegal now down the left-hand side. They won themselves a corner. No, on this occasion, ball is caught by Jalal Hassan. Just before it was going to go out for a corner kick, and he rolls this out towards the right-hand side. Quickly played back into the middle here. Zidane Iqbal as well just turns away from trouble. Plays that ball forward now for Ali Youssef. And it's Putros switching play over towards the left-hand side. Options here for Iraq, but for the time being, they're just quite happy to take it slow and steady. Certainly no real sort of motivation to try and go on a counter. It's almost like they've been told that they can just have a bit of keyboard, and that's what they should be doing. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the game's gone from that point of view. Is the massive swing they would have needed from a goal difference point of view is way out of their reach now, and even the victory is massively unlikely. At the 11 men, you might have seen them push forward a little, but with 10, I'm afraid to say we're in damage limitation. That's a real shame as well, because there's been no lack of effort from the Iraqi side. As we say, first half, having gone down to 10 men, really did feel like they worked really well in that up to half-time period, particularly after that hydration break, as we said. But they've just been swamped in this second half, and it's not as though Senegal have absolutely powered them and pressured them. They've just had better control of the ball. Papetiao's side in this second half have looked far more comfortable and looked a lot more switched on than they were in that first period.
Yeah, and they needed to be. I think that they probably would have got a bit of a rocket at half-time. The manager would have said to them that we need to do more. We've got a big crowd following us here. There's seen a lot of Senegal fans in the stands. And the referee's taken the hydration break a couple of seconds early here. Normally we wait until half-time. Just to confirm as well that one of the busier players for Iraq has just gone off. Kevin Yacob has just come on to replace Zidane Iqbal.
Yeah, as I said, Zidane Iqbal probably not as good on the ball as I would have liked to have seen him in midfield. I expected a little bit more from him, and maybe that's kind of the scenario. You can't keep losing possession all the time in midfield, and that's been the case. As we said, as this second half's gone on, he's not really had any possession. Okay, he's under pressure because Senegal have that extra man across the midfield anyway. But when he has had possession, he's been quite wasteful in this game, and it's not been the best performance by him, I'm afraid.
Certainly hasn't, and so we're seeing some Senegal fans in the stands there, really enjoying themselves. Sprinklers are back on as the two sets of players now are getting their drinks break. Just to confirm, no change in the other game. It is Norway 1, France 3. They're about 4 minutes ahead of us, so they've probably now gone back from their drinks break, and there's still a bit of injury time to see out that game. France are going to win the group, which I think most people would have expected, and they're going to be one of the favourites, Steve, aren't they? The way they've been playing in this tournament so far, they're certainly showing that.
Well, they were pre-tournament favourites in the first place, weren't they? And I've seen nothing to change that so far. I mean, I've got to say, I've not been fantastically impressed by any side. Even you look at the French in the first game, Senegal, as you said, did have chances in that match.
Well, how bad was Spain in their first game?
Absolutely, and bounced back a little and should get through the group because of I'm afraid the lack of quality really in that group compared to the Spanish will probably save them in that sense with one more game to go. So yeah, not been fantastically overwhelmed by anybody other than the French from an attacking point of view.
No, absolutely, and I think we do have to give England a mention here because they played really well, real open style, the kind of play that we like to see from a Thomas Tuchel side in the first game, but then went back to being a little bit flat and a little bit sort of passive in the second game.
Yeah, and Ghana played well. They came with a plan. I thought I was impressed by the Ghanaian performance, but it's just a lack of spark, lack of creativity, whatever it was. The players are there from an English point of view to dominate games, but at the moment they're dominating in terms of possession rather than in terms of cutting edge, and that's the worrying side for Thomas Tuchel, I suppose.
It absolutely is, but we've had the drinks break now. We are at 69 minutes. It is still Senegal 3, Iraq 0, and it will be Steve to take us through to full time.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. As you say, 20 minutes to go. Anthony Taylor a little early with the drinks break, so I hope the man with his finger on the button for the advert breaks was ready. Hydration break, obviously. Free kick to Iraq, midway inside their own half. As Hashim, as I said, as soon as I said he'd had a good game, he dropped a couple of clangers really around the penalty area. That helped Senegal towards their 2 goals. Although it wasn't the one that gave the ball away for the second. To be fair to him, it was mistakes in front. Zidane Iqbal was the man who lost possession for that second goal. That might have been another reason that he has now been taken off the field. Here comes Senegal again. That will be a free kick though in midfield. Anthony Taylor on the spot to give the foul. And it will be a free kick to Senegal just inside the Iraq half. So with 3 goals, they now jump up a couple of places in that top 8 for qualification in 3rd place, above Croatia and South Korea. Croatians, we said, still 1 match to go tomorrow night, of course, when they play in England's group against Ghana. England against Panama, both those games available on this service. As the ball into the penalty area again, it'll turn inside the box as Jacobs pulls it back across towards the far post. It's headed back to a central position. And it's smashed into the top corner again. Papagay is really enjoying his afternoon, having come off the bench. He bent one in from 20 yards into the top corner, and this time the ball drops to him on the edge of the box, and he thunders a shot into the top corner to make it Senegal 4, Iraq 0.
Yeah, he's on a hat-trick now, Gay, and what was interesting was that he celebrated the goal briefly, but then he said, no, come on, get the ball out there now. They want more here, Senegal. They can see that Iraq are really on the ropes. It's a really good finish when that ball is headed back to him. Really smashes that one into the corner. It's got an absolute wonder of a left foot there, and that is a superb drive. Almost slices it, but slices it with a fair amount of control.
Absolutely thunders it into the top corner. It's a fantastic finish. Takes it on the half volley, and it just arrows into the corner of the goal. Joy for the Senegalese fans. And that goal now puts them 3 goals clear of Algeria, who are another one of the sides who could go above them with at least a point in that sense. But Algeria well clear of that scenario in 8th. Senegal now in 5th place of the 3rd place teams. You say a couple of places above Croatia as Iraq finally get a ball forward downfield. Jacob sees his effort blocked though on this occasion. It's cleared away in frustration for the Iraqi fans. We see a couple of them on the cameras. A little bit of a shake of the head and a wry smile. They're disappointed their side hasn't got at least a point in any of their games in a really tough group for Iraq, coming back to the World Cup after 40 years. There's another foul here is given away by Iraq with a challenge on Sadio Mane, who slowly gets back to his feet. Tap on the back of the referee as well as the two of them exchange a little discussion as Mane gets back to his feet. No question it was a foul, but no further action by Anthony Taylor. He gave the red card after a VAR check in the first half, having Sulaka sent off in the early stages with the game at 1-0 at that stage. And since then it's been largely, I was going to say wall-to-wall possession. The stats don't necessarily show that from a Senegal point of view. Iraq did have quite a bit of possession, but it was all in their own half.
It was, but they almost don't need the ball, Steve. I think the way that Senegal, they've picked off some loose possession from Iraq, they've been a bit more direct, and now here they go again with Mane.
Yeah, Mane, lovely control from him, rolls the ball onto the edge of the box, shot comes in, it's blocked. Gay was there again. They couldn't get the strike on target, and then a shot from the edge of the area way over the crossbar in the end as the strike came in, but Papagay, you could see, fancied his hat-trick there on the edge of the area.
He really did. I mean, the first effort was well blocked in the end. There was a line of Iraqi players. The second one is always rising. But with 16 minutes plus a fair amount of injury time to play, I would be very surprised if this game finishes 4. I think Senegal have got a chance to get another 2 here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Younis it was who made a really good block just outside his 6-yard box and blocked the ball away. So of the teams on 3 points, Senegal are highest in the table at the moment, and forward they come again with Sadio Mane. Chips a ball towards the far post. Oh, it's come back off the post. Looked all ends up like that was going to nestle in the far corner, but it rattles the inside of the upright and comes back with Jalal Hassan, a spectator watching the ball drift towards his far corner, but somehow it rattles the woodwork, and off we go again with Iraq in possession up towards the halfway line. They might battle their way out of their own half for once in this second second period. Then they lose possession. Papagay gives the ball away rather cheaply though, and Iraq driving forward. Not too many green shirts downfield, but at least they're in the attacking third as Bayesh has possession. He's forced back to turn away from goal though, and in the end Senegal have reset themselves inside their own half. Ball worked out on this right hand side. Might be a little bit of space for Putros to put a ball into the area, but it's too far really, and easily tidied up over on that far side by Senegal, and they'll just drop the ball into the feet of Idrissa, who's hardly had to have the ball at all over the last 20 minutes. Then there's a foul inside the centre circle. Referee Anthony Taylor pulls out his yellow card though to give the free kick and the foul. Alamari is the man who is pulled up for the yellow card. No great surprise, it was not the best challenge. That was a tired challenge in midfield.
Yes, it was. He was. He's had a long afternoon. Long afternoon on Alamari. When you think that he's trying to keep this Senegalese midfield at bay, and with Iraq down to 10 men since the 16th minute has made it very difficult. And Alamari would miss the next match if Iraq were going to have another match.
Yep, that doesn't look likely though, I'm afraid to say, from their point of view. Senegal cruising through this one and making their potential move into the knockout stages look more likely as they come forward again. Corner of the penalty area, white shirts with plenty of space. Is Gay again on the edge of the box. This time he rolls it out towards Mane on the left hand side of the penalty area. Steps back inside looking for the shot, can't find it, has to go back out again. Whips the ball in though across the area. Sarr gets his foot to it. His attempted shot on the turn is blocked. It's cleared away out of the penalty area, but straight back into the possession of Senegal as they work it out on that right hand side again. Idrissa Gueye though just turns the pace down. No need to overexert at the moment with a 4-0 lead. As he has it again though, looks downfield, nowhere to go, just rolls the ball square. A little bit of room perhaps over on this left hand side where Jacobs has come forward to roll the ball down the left wing. He'll win it back again on this left, comes back inside though. It's all rather congested in there, plenty of green shirts around to block out the Senegalese all in white. Here comes Papagay again, and just possession. It's training ground stuff now really from the AFCON finalists. Again onto the edge of the penalty area. Nicholas Jackson tries to roll the ball into the box. It's blocked out, but it's won straight back by Senegal again. Finally cleared up towards the halfway line by Iraq, but again challenges come in very quickly from Senegal, and off they go down the left hand side to Mane. He tries to step inside the defender. This time the block comes in and it's out of play for a throw in as Franz Boutros gets across and makes the challenge. But at the moment Mane is just getting lots and lots of possession. We see a replay again, how that doesn't nestle in the far corner, that little chipped ball towards the far post, and there was almost a chance for Ndiaye at the far post. Had it been further out. If
that had just slightly less elevation on, I think Ndiaye might have been able to actually just pop that into the net himself, but in the end the ball deflected away, and here come Senegal again now with Ndiaye down the right hand side.
He drives down towards the byline, tries to pull it back across. It's blocked away, but only behind for a corner, so another set piece opportunity for Senegal. They opened the scoring in the first few minutes from a corner from the right hand side. They'll look to do the same again as the rather disconsolate Graham Arnold on the sideline shakes his head. It was always going to be a tough battle for the Australian coach who took Australia to the last 16 of the 2022 World Cup. The ball chipped in with a short corner, header comes in straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Jalal Hassan on this occasion. Rolls the ball out and they'll try and quickly get forward. Long clearance downfield. Ali Youssef will chase him, but Jacobs across to tidy up, and the ball back into the penalty area, and all looking a little more comfortable again for Senegal. There's no real attacking threat from Iraq, is there, in the latter stages?
No, there isn't. They had a bit of a spring in their step despite being down to 10 men in the first half. That's completely been extinguished now. You just feel that it's down to Senegal to maintain all the sort of tempo in this game, and it's a question of whether or not Iraq can hold off to before they concede again, because here comes Senegal at the edge of the area.
Yeah, a little bit of space for Jackson to strike in. Jalal Hassan forced into the save, gets across quickly to his right post and pushes that one away. When it Again, the strike coming in and no cover at all in front of the goalkeeper to try and block off the shot. Far too easy for Senegal.
It is too easy. Iraq just have to be careful. They're still in an international tournament. There's still plenty of Iraq fans in the stadium and at home who are expecting a little bit more. Just got to try and put that effort into to stop this from becoming a real rout. But Senegal have taken a short corner. Their set pieces overall this evening have been disappointing.
Yeah, they certainly have. Apart from the one that led to the goal, since then it's been pretty poor from Senegal. Here's Jacobs though winning back possession. Could be a chance for a strike in again. The ball passed to Mane, but it's overhit. Ismail Sarr a little bit too desperate to give the ball to Mane there, and he did have the opportunity maybe to get the strike in himself. Could have got himself a brace on the afternoon, but on this occasion really makes the wrong choice.
Yeah, the wrong choice. That's not the first time we've said that this afternoon, for all the praise we've had as we see the second goal from Pape Gueye, as he really slams that into the net. They're giving us all the stats in terms of the speed of the shot. It's over 100 kilometres per hour as well, so he really has smashed that one.
Yeah, he has. As Sam watches it fly past him, he didn't even bother putting his hands out. He started to dive, realised he was going to be absolutely nowhere near it, and the ball thunders into the top corner. And Ismail Sarr, actually, that was his last action of the game as he heads off to a round of applause. Diao will be the man who comes on in his place, and good job from Sarr. Poacher's goal in the 6-yard box to get his strike, but he's led the line pretty well.
He has. I mean, I always have my doubts as to whether he's an out-and-out number 9, but he's proven to be very effective in that position, and so I'm sure he'll be very much in contention for the next game. But what a great run. This is out from Hashem, who gets brought down, and that's going to be an easy yellow card decision there for Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, drove over the halfway line. Can play in midfield, Hashim, so no great surprise to see him comfortable on the ball as he came forward. Again, 2 goals and a yellow card now on his afternoon, since he came on as a second half substitute. 10 minutes to go then to the end of the 90 minutes. Senegal leading by 4-0. Iraq down to 10 men. 3 of the 4 goals coming in the second half after just the one early on for Senegal and the early yellow card for Rebin Sulaki, as he was sent off after a VAR check. Anthony Taylor initially giving a yellow card against the Iraq defender for holding down Sadio Mane. Was asked to look at the screen, and from a different angle it was pretty clear that the covering defender would not have got there in time to prevent a strike on goal, and therefore the chance disappears. The ball forward here. Oh, what a strike from the edge of the penalty area. It's an absolute beauty from Iliman Ndiaye, who said he might have had a chance from the effort from Mane that came back off the post rather than dropping for the Everton man inside the box. Well, he's just waited a few minutes, found some space on the edge of the box, and he too thunders one into the top corner. Senegal 5, Iraq 0.
5-0 now Senegal, and that's the sort of scoreline they would have been hoping for at the start of the game. You can see that Graham Arnold has sunk back into his chair now. He'll be very disappointed with this capitulation from his side in the second half. But they give the ball away in midfield. It's that man again, Pape Gueye. He plays it into Ndiaye. And then Ndiaye, I mean, he's basically got a free run of around 20 yards, Steve, where nobody is even trying to close him down. He can look up. Where does he want to put it? And then just really, I mean, should the goalkeeper be doing better? I think he should. It's always at his near post.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the pace of
but
the ball
it really does whip
in
it
as well, doesn't it?
Really.
Yeah, and certainly not an easy one for the goalkeeper, and there was plenty of power on it, and it bent in from outside his post. As you say, a couple of the Iraqi fans, not surprisingly, feeling like they've kind of seen enough, I'm afraid, this evening, which is disappointing, and it will be a bag full of goals, unfortunately, they've conceded. 12 so far across their 3 games. A very, very, very comfortable afternoon in the end for Senegal, who laboured rather heftily in the first half of the game. In the second half, have been much too bright, much too quick, and much too energetic, it's got to be said, for a wilting Iraq side, who yet again forced to defend with 7 minutes of the 90 to go. Ball cleared away only as far as Mane, who picks it up 25 yards from goal, rolls it into a central position, and Ndiaye plays it out to Jacobs on this left-hand side. Tries to lift a ball in left-footed, but it's blocked away on this near side of the field by Putros, and it will go out of play for a throw-in, almost down by the corner flag. Papetiao, who was one of the squad members when Senegal reached the quarter-finals back in 2002, taking his side into the knockout stages again. Did get there in the last World Cup, and they were beaten by England, of course, in Qatar. And we'll look for a more positive outcome in this knockout stages, and they will pose a threat to any side, particularly from an attacking point of view, as Jacobs has it again on this left-hand side. Rolls the ball inside, driven forward by Ndiaye, but no space on the edge of the box this time, but still the possession falls with Senegal. Worked out over onto the right. Plenty of bodies forward here if they can get the right pass into the area. Iraq now damage limitation defending. There's such a big gap between these two sides in terms of quality. And it's shining through in this second 45 minutes. The ball out of play for another throw, taken quickly by Senegal. Looking for as many goals as they can. They've probably got enough in terms of what they want to be getting above everybody in the table.
Yes, I mean,
if other sides get victories, they're going to go past them anyway. But here comes Mane up towards the byline, pulls it back across, and Hashim puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, I think, as I say, they were always going to have a difficult job against France and Norway. So from that point of view, for them to just make sure they could win this game as comfortably as possible and try and see if they can get into that top 8, there was always a chance that they could do that, and they've taken the corner kick short.
Towards Ndiaye again, keeps the ball in play, drives to the byline, pulls it back across. Mane on the turn, his shot is blocked by Hashim. Baez should be able to clear here. Mane a little slow to get back to his feet, and one of the Iraqi defenders struggling a little as well, but they both seem to be okay. Play continues as Morigiao comes well out of his penalty area to try and get himself involved, at least get his stats up in terms of possession, even though he's not been forced into a save in the whole of the 85 minutes so far. As his side have dominated. Best games though for a goalkeeper. Clean sheet and you don't have anything to do. That's my kind of afternoon. It should be the job for every goalkeeper. Although some like to show off, of course. As Ndiaye picks up possession in the central area. Rolls it out from Idrissa Gueye. It's worked out on that right hand side again as Senegal try and stretch the Iraq defence into wider areas. No real route into the box though, and it's blocked off. It should be cleared by Doski on that left hand side, but he gives the ball away. Really poor pass inside. It's Papagay again around the edge of the area, drops it into Mane, tries to thread a ball through, appeals for a handball on the edge of the penalty area. Antitaylor not interested. Ball's gone out of play, flicks off a defender and goes out for a corner kick. See the replay again. Defender pulling his arm back across, almost hits his side. I think for me that one, Paul.
Yeah, it does. It's not nothing really doing with that one, but Senegal will take the corner kick as a consolation. In fact, they're not going to. It's been given as a goal kick after all.
Yeah, it looks like there's been a little VAR check, whisper in the ear for Anthony Taylor. They can check these.
As I say, we certainly won't have time to have a full discussion on this one, but why is it that they've decided that they can overrule corners in favour of the defending team, but not the attacking team?
Answers on a postcard, please, on that one, I'm afraid to say.
It's a strange one, isn't it?
It is. I mean, if it's a wrong corner, it doesn't matter really for me which way it is.
Well, but I suppose we see that to some extent with the handball rule, where a defender is able to have an accidental handball and a forward is almost not able to, because if there's any kind of handball, the goal's always going to be disallowed, or almost always.
Don't get me started on the handball rule, Paul. We've only got 3 minutes
left.
Yes,
that's true. Even with all the added time we're going to get, we wouldn't have time to get through that one, would we? No, it's...
All I'll go for is, I just like a deliberate handball. That's all I want to see, and I know that's subjective, and I know that's difficult, etc., etc. But, see a replay again of Iliman Ndiaye's goal, another one over the 100km/h mark, as it whistled into the corner. Lovely shot for one of the Senegal fans who appears on our cameras from behind the goal as he gets his mobile up and shows the shot coming almost right at him. That'll be a nice video for socials when he gets back to somewhere where he can actually get enough signal to be able to get that out, because it's a packed stadium in Toronto. One or two have left early, I think, to beat the traffic. Maybe one or two of the home supporters. When I say home, obviously I mean the Canadian fans who've enjoyed this game, I'm sure, in terms of the quality of goal scoring in the second half. So one or two seats starting to appear, but Senegal and Iraq fans are staying with it. Because for Iraq, I'm afraid to say, this is the end of their excursion to this World Cup. For a second World Cup in terms of their qualification, they will find themselves without a win and on 0 points at the end of their group stage. I'm afraid to say. It's been a disappointing end to what was, as we said, a very long qualifying tournament. 21 matches just to get to the tournament in the first place, but the 3 here have been too much for them as Mane chips a ball into the area. It's headed away onto the edge of the box, slip on the edge of the area, and Senegal nearly have it back, but Bayesh battles for it again and gets up towards the halfway line. He's got a couple of players inside if he can find the right pass, but nobody's making a run that's going to give him possession, a chance to get possession of the ball into his 2 strikers, and really that was poor. It was tired again from this Iraq side. They just looked uninterested. Lost possession again here, 25 yards out, but just enough defenders across to shut the door and clear the ball. And Hashim again looks at those around him as Diao tried to get into the edge of the penalty area, but that was hooked away from the edge of the box.
Yeah, hooked away, ends out for a throw here to Senegal. We're about 30 seconds away from added time. They're into the 4th minute added time in Boston, where it's now France 4 against Norway. They've got a 4th goal out of France. We'll just wait for confirmation of who the goal scorer was.
Looks like it's Doué who's got the late goal.
Not a bad supporting role, is it, for Desiree Doué? I mean, he'd probably be the flagship player for most national teams, but with France, he's almost like one of the also-rans.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another yellow card for an Iraq player, and Doski is the latest to get into Anthony Taylor's book. A bit of admin for the English referee to do after today's game. Been a particularly nasty one. 6 minutes of stoppage time to be played, and we're already ticking into that now. The game is done and dusted in terms of what will happen. Senegal will be the highest placed at the moment of the 3-point teams in the 3rd places, and Iraq are heading for the airport tomorrow, I'm afraid to say, as they have to defend a free kick now inside their own penalty area. Free header at the near post, straight into the hands of Jalal Hassan in the end. It was a good ball in. The header just lacking in a bit of power. Pathis with the header, the Vallecano player, but this one straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was a very tame effort, and no problems for Hassan with that one. Makes a comfortable save. Just getting a quick replay of the game in Boston. It's actually a header from Doué, just gliding across from the left, right across into the corner.
Yeah, lots of red-shirted Norway defenders all with that kind of looking at each other as if to say, oh, who's marking him then? And the answer was absolutely nobody at all as he headed it into the corner. As we see replay again, lovely little flicked ball with the free kick from Senegal, and Diatta. It was Jackson my apologies, who came across and got the header in the end. Straight at the goalkeeper though on this occasion. A full time actually between Norway and France. That game done and dusted, so France will top the group with Norway in second after France's 4-1 victory. Dembele with a first half hat-trick inside the first 32 minutes of the game. We're a couple of minutes of the 6 have been completed as the ball is blocked out on that far side by Iraq defensively, but they've given the ball away again on the edge of the area. Shot comes in. This one's an easy one for Jalal Hassan to make the save. As on this occasion, Papagay having scored 2. I think it's 2 goals, an assist and a yellow card in 35 minutes of him going on.
Quite a blistering appearance really off the bench, isn't he? He's done very, very well. I mean, that first effort, pretty much with his first touch since coming off the bench, was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, some very good finishes from this Senegal side, but some very tired defending from Iraq in this second period has made it much easier for Papatiao's side as they come forward again here. Ball might just run out of play though. Is it kept in? No, it isn't. Flag goes up on the far side, so it will be a goal kick. Yeah, can't get himself into the area. Papatiao still looks like he's glowering at his team at the moment. He's got very high standards, clearly, and quite rightly as well, because there is an expectation on this Senegal side after the. I mean, we know what finished after the AFCON tournament, but they were seen up there. They were in the top 12 in the FIFA rankings at one point this year as well. So, knockout stages should have been the minimum, even in a very difficult group.
Well, absolutely. They're a discerning fan base, the Senegal fans, after the fact that they did that incredible run in the 2002 World Cup, which is the first time we really became aware of Senegal as a footballing force. And since then, they've just grown, and they are very much one of the, if not the established African side now.
They can play like this second half, and maybe as they did against the French, particularly either side of half time, they will cause a lot of teams a lot of problems in the knockout stages potentially. It took them a little while to get going today. First half we were both, myself and Paul, disappointed with the Senegal side, particularly with Iraq having gone down to 10 men, but second half much better from them. And a comfortable victory in the end. Ball forward here looking for Njayi, just over hit on this occasion, and the substitute Milef Younis is allowed to run the ball out of play for a goal kick. So no confirmation yet, of course, who Senegal will play, because we don't know quite where they will end up in that third place scenario. It looks like a good chance they will now go through to the knockout stages. These fans of all ages enjoying their afternoon out in Toronto. As the ball cleared away again. Nice stadium, this Toronto stadium, got to say. It does look a little like a Premier League ground, really. It's got that kind of feel about it. Stands are quite close to the pitch and very upright at this stadium compared to some of the bowls in America. They are as impressive in a different kind of way. Not sure about the venue for the final, but that's a conversation for another day. As the ball is worked out over on this left-hand side to Jacobs. 2 minutes of the 6 minutes of stoppage time to be played, as Senegal might look for a sixth. No impetus on them to do so particularly. And they will have possession, but job done.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. I was just going to ask you, if let's assume that Senegal do get through to the knockout stage, do you see them being able to sort of tidy up what they've done today in terms of their style and in terms of the sort of static nature of the first half and actually be a threat to get? I'll get your thoughts in a second, because they were on the attack. Ball has been blocked at the edge of the area. May still be half a chance to get across in. So I'll get your thoughts on that in a second once we see out this attack.
As I said, I think they've shown the best of it in spells. Here's Njayi, though, into the penalty area. Gets a shot in. Good save from Jalazan. Down to his left-hand side. Pushes the ball away. One straight back by Senegal inside the area. Little dummy in the box, but can't profit on this occasion. It's cleared away up towards the halfway line. Final minutes, it looks like, of the game. If we play just a minimum 6 minutes, and no reason so far why we shouldn't. As the ball forward again, but it's tidied up by Senegal in a defensive position. Good work from Diatta. Stays switched on late on in this game. But I think at their best, I think this Senegal side is a match for a majority of teams in this tournament from what we've seen.
I would agree with that, but it's going to depend on them being a little bit more organised. We haven't really seen them at all in terms of a defensive test this evening, so it's very hard to comment on that. But certainly their previous two games against more established European opposition was a little bit disappointing. But just as that long ball is played through towards the edge of the area, maybe just be one more chance for Iraq to restart play.
Interesting. The replay, the effort from Njayi was even better save actually from Jalazan, because there was a deflection in front of him that changed the angle of it. But he got across very quickly, kept his eyes on the ball and pushed it away as he clears the ball downfield. He's the final player to play for Iraq at this World Cup, because they will drop out of the tournament. Senegal have put themselves in a great position to maybe go through to the knockout stages. Still not confirmed so far, with other games to come. But a victory, and a comfortable victory in the end for Papetiao's side. It finishes Senegal 5, Iraq 0.